everyone, and welcome to Geotab's Tuesday Talk. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Shay Green. I'm one of the Learning Center trainers here at Geotab. For today's session, we'll be hearing from Nadine Hopt, OEM Business Development Manager, and Robin Kinsey, Leasing Business Development Manager here at Geotab. They'll be discussing the Volvo Mack integration. Without further ado, I'll hand things over to them to get started.
Thank you, Shay. This is Robin Kinsey. Today we're going to talk about the Volvo Mack integration. Some of you may have seen the announcement that came out a month or so ago. You may be wondering what that is all about. Today we're going to talk to you about that. So we're going to talk to you about what is the integration and which one of those Volvo Mack trucks are actually eligible, because not all of them are. And then how to order it, how to use the solution, how to manage these devices. We're going to talk about the warranty and the RMA policy, and some additional support and resources that you'll have access to, and most importantly, how in the world do you sell this? So let's talk about what it is. It really is very simple. It is a third-party device. Many of you probably already using this with other partners of Geotab that is utilizing third-party devices. This is really all it is. Only at Volvo Mack, this is a factory installed device. You'll hear some of the Volvo Mack folks talk about it. They'll call it the TGW. Just so you know, this is a TGW really 2.0, because there was a 1.0 prior to model year 2015. But that TGW stands for the Telematic Gateway, and it is factory installed. And today, this third-party device will only supply ELD. It does not supply all these other features and functionalities that you'll have with the Pro plan or the Pro Plus plan. It is really just the regulatory to get this specific truck compliant. So which of these trucks are actually eligible? Well, let's start off with the region. So this is only going to be available in North America only. And for the make and models for the Volvo, as you can see, it's the VNL, the VNR, the VNX, the VHD, and the VAH. Now, this is only with a Volvo engine. You may not know this, but both the Volvo and the Mack trucks, it's not always a Volvo engine or a Mack engine. It could actually be a Cummins engine. So if that is true, you will not be able to use this as a third-party device. If this is a Cummins engine in a Volvo or a Mack, you'll need to sell them the Go device just like you normally would. And then for the Mack, the Pinnacle, the Granite, and the Anthem, again, only with the Mack engine. Now, for the year, it's very important to know this information. It's a model year of 2015 or newer. Now, the TGW 2.0 actually came out with the model of 2015, but there's some confusion there. So if you definitely want to double check and validate if this truck is eligible for Volvo, just email volvo@geotab.com, and for Mack, mack@geotab.com. So how to place the order? There are actually 3 steps, really going to be very simple. For one thing, please ensure that vehicle is eligible. And second, you're going to go in My Admin and register the third-party device. And then step 3, it's going to be adding devices in My Geotab, very, very similar to what you're doing today with a Go device. Now let's talk about how to order this. One thing again, verify the year, make, and model. If you're uncertain of eligibility, submit that VIN list to the appropriate Geotab addresses. And again, remember that that TGW 2.0 came out in model year 2015. So log into My Admin, and from the main menu, navigate to Devices, and then Device Admin. And then the little bars up there at the top will come up, and you'll see Register Third-Party Devices. Click onto that. Enter your specific account number and the number of devices. Now for product code for Volvo, it's going to be 10042 and Mack 10068. Now, when you select the subscription plan, once you put in that specific product code, honestly, at this point, you're only going to have one choice for subscription plan. If you type in the Volvo 10042, only Volvo regulatory is going to come up, and you need to make sure you've chosen that subscription plan. For the Mack, if you choose the product code 10068, only the Mack regulatory plan is going to come up. So make sure that you have selected that. Now, once you hit Submit, you're going to be able to download a CSV file, which will have the serial numbers for you for each one of those devices that you requested. So if you only said 1 device, you're only going to get 1 serial number. If you said 10, you're going to get 10 serial numbers. So just be aware of that. Now, my order process is complete. Now we're going to move over to the next step here. Oh, let me just demonstrate how this is real quick. So again, my admin, device admin, make sure you've got your ERP code in there, register third-party devices, type in the product code, and this will be the only choice you have is the Volvo regulatory. Okay? And the same very thing for the Mack, devices, devices admin, and then you'll see registered third-party devices, make sure you have the correct ERP code, the number of devices, and then the product code and subscription plan, and submit. So now you have that information. We want to add the devices in My Geotab. So log into the database for the My Geotab portal, go to the main menu, and of course select Vehicles, and click Add, then Add Device. Enter the serial number that you received from Geotab, and the name of the device in this description box, like the truck number or who's driving it, however you want to name it. And here's something that's a little bit different. You will also have to enter the VIN of the vehicle in the vehicle ID number, okay? And then click Save. And after adding the device to My Geotab, now you can turn on that vehicle ignition to on to complete the process. But just know, because this is a third-party device, you may not immediately see that data in the My Geotab portal. It may take up to 24 hours. Probably will not take that long. You'll probably see it fairly quickly, but don't panic until once you hit that 24-hour mark. Now, if you're adding multiple devices, again, very similar. You log into the My Geotab portal, you go to the main menu, you select Vehicles. On the Vehicles page, click Add, and the quick import. And again, you're going to need to have the serial number, the vehicle description, and the VIN number. If you've done a quick import, you'll see that it's very, very similar. We give you an example. You'll see the example. This is what you would type in, and of course, you would click on to import. After adding the devices in My Geotab, again, turn the vehicle ignition to on. But again, remember, it may take up to 24 hours for you to see the data in that specific database. Now, when you do this, please make sure you're adding the device to only one database, only one. And you've got to provide those VINs. So don't forget that, because that is different than normal for Go devices. And then using the solution, the same way you do any Go device. It's the same user interface in My Geotab and the same driver application as Geotab Drive. Neither one of those changes. Now for billing, all billing will be done by Geotab. You went to My Admin, you've placed the order, so Geotab is going to actually bill you. The solution will be billed at the end of the month. Of course, it'll be prorated based upon what day you activated the device. Currently, this third-party device with Volvo and Mack is only available for the regulatory. Don't forget that. And if you want to know the pricing, just go to My Admin under billing, and you'll be able to see the pricing for the third-party plans. So to manage the devices, again, you go to My Admin under Devices, Device Admin, and you can look up the devices. The Volvo serial numbers will all start with D as in Delta 8, and the Mack will begin with DY as in Delta Yellow. To terminate the device, you can terminate it just like you would any other device, and the billing stops as soon as the device is terminated. Now, something different here than with a Go device, because if you terminate a Go device, the odds of you getting that same device back up and running is slim to none. With this particular solution, yes, you can. You can terminate the device, and then next month you could reactivate it. But in order to do that, you've got to repeat the whole procedure in step 2 and 3 that we talked about. Warranty. So the Geotab warranty and RMA policy does not apply to these Volvo Mack devices because they're not ours. They belong to Volvo Mack. So as the hardware belongs to Volvo Mack, their policy for hardware warranty and repairs will be applicable. So network coverage, this solution is only available on the AT&T network in North America. So if you've got a customer that just demands he wants Verizon, he will not be able to use this solution. This only comes with AT&T. Now in Canada, when you're up there, it's going to be an AT&T, and of course it's going to roam to the partner network in Canada, and the same thing for Mexico. It's going to roam to the available roaming partner there in Mexico. Of course, if you do need help with this, always reach out to Geotab. We're more than happy to help you. Please ensure that you've already done the basic troubleshooting, just like you normally would with anything else. Make sure it's not an operator error, make sure it's installed. I mean, it's you've got it set up in my GeoTab correctly. Make sure that the number that we gave you, you typed it in correctly. So just do some basic troubleshooting, and then we're always here to help you with support. Now, if it is determined that the TGW, there's something wrong, we've determined that, hey, everything on our side is right, there's something wrong with the TGW, then that's going to have to go back to a Volvo Mack repair center for their evaluation. And really, that's going to be up to your end user customer, because they're going to have to take it back probably maybe for a dealership or wherever they purchased that truck to get that fixed or repaired or replaced. We do have some additional resources. There is a document. I'm sure it's located in sales.geotab.com. The reseller guide for GeoTab Drive for Volvo Mack trucks. It's a phenomenal resource. If you read that, honestly, you're going to know everything you need to know about this. And again, if you have any additional questions or you're still confused, always contact your PAM, your partner account manager. Now, how do you sell this? Well, there's a couple of different things I want you to think about. This is ELD built in. There's no additional hardware is needed. If they have a Volvo Mack truck that's eligible, that TGW is factory install. It's already in there. They don't have to purchase the hardware. And for those customers who only wants ELD to be compliant anyway, this is an easy sell for you because there's no additional hardware. All they have to do is download GeoTab Drive, and that driver could be compliant with ELD. So there's that kind of conversation. And honestly, when I say it's a great conversation starter, because if they're telling me, one of the first discovery questions I'm going to ask is, how many trucks do you have? What kind of trucks do you have? And once they tell me they might have a Volvo Mack, this is a great conversation starter. And then once you get your foot in the door with that, then you have the opportunity to talk to them about all the other trucks that is in their fleet. Okay, yeah, I've got some Volvo Mack trucks. Oh yeah, this would be great for ELD. Oh, by the way, I've got some Internationals. I got some Peterbilts. I've got some Kenworth. I got some whatever. Again, this is a door opener. This is a great conversation starter, and it's a no-brainer for those customers that's only looking for ELD. But if you can get your foot in the door, you can get the rest of the business. I always believe if I can get my foot in the door, if I can get a demo done, if they can see how great this works, then it's easy to sell GeoTab to the rest of their fleet. So that was really quick and easy. Any questions? Shay, do you have any questions that we should answer out loud?
Hey, Robin, this is Nadine Hopt. Just wanted to say great job. I think you've really covered everything here. We did just have one question, and that question was, does North America include Mexico? You did mention that about 3/4 of the way through. This solution will work in Canada and Mexico while roaming on the AT&T network. The one thing that's important to note is, again, this is right now just an ELD integration. So the only data that you'll see is what would be related to ELD, so some GPS, engine hours, and odometer. In the future, we may have opportunities to expand the data that we do bring into my GeoTab with this integration and solution, so stay tuned. But for right now, it's just for ELD.
Well, it looks like we do have a little bit of a question of clarification. Do the drivers need another piece of hardware to run the ELD? Does it run on an internal tablet?
Great question, Shay. So this would be just like if you had a Go device in there, the driver would need some type of mobile device, whether it's his phone or his tablet, but he would have to have some type of internet-capable device like a phone or a tablet. And if you're familiar with regulations, it would need to be able to be mounted to the dash of the truck, but also removable for DOT.
A few more questions. Besides the monthly fee for third-party My Admin, does the customer need to cover an additionally monthly fee to a third-party company? The fee itself that you see as the reseller includes any additional fees that are charged by Volvo. So all the billing is just directly to GeoTab. There's not an additional fee that has to be paid. There's another question here. What kind of data are we getting from this solution, i.e. odometer, fuel level, etc.? And does it use GeoTab curve logging algorithms when applicable? Like I said a little bit earlier, the solution itself is really just to run the ELD, the GeoTab Drive portion right now. So you will see odometer, engine hours, and mileage, and things that are related in that way. Additional data is we're in development of some things, so that will be in the future. In terms of using curve logic algorithms, we're just pulling the data that the TGW provides to us and sending that through into what we need for Geotab Drive. So we won't be, at this point, applying any curve logic algorithms.
So if you're familiar with our regulatory plan with the Go device, it's exactly the same. You know, with a regulatory plan with the Go device, you don't get engine diagnostics, you don't get fueling information. It's exactly the same, only we're just using a third-party device.
Let's see, we've got a question. Is Puerto Rico covered in the North American territory? I believe if TGW is available in those trucks, then yes, it would be.
I think I see one more question. Does Geotab have the direct connect from the tablet to the Go device yet? If you're talking about the harness, the wired solution, for the TGW, we don't have anything to connect that to. So at this point, at this time with Volvo Mack, it's not appropriate.
We've got a question here. Does it show trips?
Absolutely.
And there's a question here. A while ago, there was a press release talking about an agreement between Volvo and Geotab, and it looks like this press release is talking about remote diagnostics and asking whether or not that is a different solution. Correct, that is a different solution. What that was in reference to was Geotab's integration with legacy vehicles. So you remember when Robin mentioned that there was a TGW kind of 1.0, what happened is those devices weren't updated any further from Volvo and Mack. So for customers that were used to having the solution called Remote Diagnostics for Volvo and Guard Dog Connect for Mack, they didn't have a way to communicate and continue that service. So where Geotab was able to step in was to provide our Go device to those legacy trucks and then send that data back to the headquarters in North Carolina so that Volvo and Mack could monitor and continue that service of remote diagnostics and Guard Dog Connect. So in that case, we were selling Go devices and providing the data back to Volvo for that particular service. In this solution, we're actually using the hardware, the TGW 2.0, that are embedded in the trucks and taking the data from that device and fulfilling our Geotab Drive for ELD.
It looks like those might be the last of the questions for today's session, at least. I want to thank you guys so much, Nadine and Robin, for joining us today, sharing this presentation and answering all of these questions. If you guys do have any further questions regarding today's topic, don't hesitate to reach out to your partner account manager or to the Learning Center directly. With that being said, until next time, I'm Shay Green on behalf of myself and everyone here at Geotab. Thank you so much for joining us today on Tuesday Talk. We'll see you all next time. Same Geotab time, same Geotab channel. Thanks so much, everyone.